It's just past midnight on July 2nd, 2017. The vast, dark expanse of Lake Superior is utterly still. On the shore, a lone radio operator, let's call him Dave, is scanning the frequencies. It's a quiet night, mostly static, the usual whispers of distant stations. But then, something cuts through the hiss. It's faint, almost lost in the noise, but it's there. A voice, a human voice, repeating the same two words, over and over again. Help me. Dave checks his equipment. The signal is coming from the middle of the lake. Impossible. There are no boats out there, not in this sector, not at this hour. The signal is weak, distorted by water, but undeniably present. He tries to respond. This is station WXYZ. I hear you. Please state your location and the nature of your emergency. But the only reply is that same desperate plea, help me, fading in and out. It's a loop, a ghost in the machine. He reports it, of course. The Coast Guard is mobilized. They sweep the area Dave indicated, their powerful searchlights cutting across the black water. They find nothing. No wreckage, no life raft, no sign of anyone in distress. The search is called off as a probable hoax or an equipment malfunction. But Dave can't shake it. He recorded the signal. He plays it back, listening to that chilling, monotonous voice. Help me. It sounds old, the quality of the recording archaic, like something from a bygone era. For days, the mystery gnaws at the local community. A voice from the lake. The story gets picked up by a few local news outlets and online forums dedicated to the strange and unexplained. That's when a team of independent divers, intrigued by the bizarre story, decides to investigate. Armed with Dave's coordinates and advanced sonar equipment, they set out to find the source of the phantom signal. Lake Superior is not just a lake. It's an inland sea, notoriously cold and deep, a graveyard for countless ships. The divers descend into the frigid darkness, their lights barely penetrating the murky depths. They scan the lake bed, a desolate landscape of silt and rock. After hours of searching, their sonar pings on something. It's metallic, man-made, but not a shipwreck. It's small. As they get closer, their lights reveal an impossible sight. A vintage radio transmitter. Partially buried in the silt, 200 feet below the surface. The device is an old model, something you'd see in a museum. It's corroded, covered in algae, clearly having been down there for decades. But as they approach, one of the divers signals to the others, his eyes wide behind his mask. A small, faint light on the transmitter is blinking. A power indicator. It's still active. It's still broadcasting. They carefully excavate the device, a relic from another time. Miraculously powered and sending its lonely message from the bottom of the world. Back on the surface, the transmitter is handed over to experts. How is it still working? The internal components are sealed in a watertight casing that has somehow withstood the immense pressure and cold for an unknown number of years. The power source is even more baffling, custom-built battery pack that seems to be defying all known laws of energy decay. It's broadcasting on a narrow, obscure frequency, which is why only a sensitive receiver like Dave's could have picked it up. The investigation now turns to the voice itself. The recording is cleaned up, analyzed by audio forensics specialists. They isolate the vocal pattern, the unique cadence, the subtle inflections. They run it through voice recognition databases, cross-referencing it with historical archives, old news reports, anything they can find. And then they get a match. A match that sends a shiver down the spine of everyone involved. The voice belongs to a man named James Robertson. He was a deckhand on the freighter SS Edmund Fitzgerald. In November of 1974, The Edmund Fitzgerald, caught in a vicious storm, sank without a single distress call. All 29 crew members, including James Robertson, were lost to the icy depths of Lake Superior. His body, like most of the crew's, was never recovered. The recording is a perfect match to an old family video from 1972, where James is joking with his kids. But how? How could a man who drowned in 1974 be broadcasting a plea for help in 2017? The transmitter they found wasn't standard equipment for the Edmund Fitzgerald. It was a custom job. Further research into James Robertson's life reveals a fascinating detail. He was an avid ham radio enthusiast, a tinkerer. His family recalls him always working on a special project, a long-range, waterproof distress beacon he believed could one day save lives at sea. A project he likely had with him on that final, fateful voyage. The theory is as incredible as it is terrifying. As the ship was going down, James must have activated his device. It sank with him to the bottom of the lake, a final, desperate act. For over 40 years, it lay dormant, preserved in the cold, until some unknown geological shift or internal malfunction jarred it back to life. It began to broadcast its creator's last message, a cry for help trapped in a technological echo, looping for eternity from his watery grave. The authorities officially closed the case, labeling it an unexplained technological anomaly. The transmitter is placed in a secure evidence locker, where it finally falls silent, its mysterious power source depleted. But the story lingers. A message in a bottle, made of radio waves. A ghost in the static. It serves as a chilling reminder that in the vast, silent depths of our world, some signals never fade. They just wait for someone to listen. They echo from the dead. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the unknown. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more mysteries from the edge of our understanding. Until next time, stay curious.